Avenue of Stars, and in particular the Symphony of Lights, featured in most of the reviews that I had looked at online and in particular on YouTube. With a packed agenda coming up for the rest of Hong Kong, I was anxious to experience it, so I travelled out on the first night.
Well, I'm leaving the hotel.
So I've left Joanne in the room and she's recovering from our travel period. It's now about 4 hours since we arrived in Hong Kong, and we both had a couple of hours sleep. I've tasked to find somewhere to eat tonight. At the same time, I'll explore this part of Kowloon.
So the idea is to have a little bit of a wander around, see what's here, generally heading towards the Avenue of the Stars and see what that brings us. At the moment I've just found a little bridge, so I'm going over the road.
One of the reasons we chose the hotel that we have, which is on the Kowloon side of Hong Kong rather than on Hong Kong Island itself, was because of its nearness to the Avenue of the Stars. There is a twice-a-night performance of something called the Symphony of Lights that I was quite anxious to see. The Avenue of the Stars is Hong Kong's answer to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and it was opened in 2004. I'm walking along beside Victoria Harbour front, and one of the things that immediately strikes you about Hong Kong is the level of investment that there has been, particularly in this area. The goal is something like half a mile away from the hotel, and this promenade will actually morph into the Avenue of the Stars further down.
Okay, so we're now coming up to the Avenue of the Stars. This promenade piece is absolutely heaving, and there's loads of well-known shops here. I'm just passing Fortnum & Mason's. There's an Omega watch, which is interesting, given I like my Omegas. And yeah, very nice. This area is so vibrant, it's absolutely gorgeous. I love this type of environment where you've got lots going on, lots of different things, lots of different shops, lots of different people, lots of different cultures. Really interesting to just look at the people. It's interesting to look at the scenery, makes it a delightful evening stroll.
The other thing is that in addition to all of these high-end stores, there's also some interesting retail outlets specialising in art and design, specifically the Museum of Modern Art and the K11 outlet. There are balustrades made from the husks left after milling rice that are adorned with tributes to the good and the great of the Hong Kong movie industry. Tributes can be casts, handprints on plaques, or in some cases there are photographs engraved on plaques. As you can see, it's very busy, but you've got a real mix. You've got some tourists, you've got some locals, you've got people out exercising. It's quite an incredible mix of people that you've got along here. What surprised me was the sheer volume of seating available both under sunshades and set further back from Victoria Harbour, or those that are right up near the balustrades, which were concrete blocks but provided a resting point for anyone that wanted it. We expect there is a good variety of sources of food, both food carts or local restaurants. Along the Avenue of the Stars, in a few places, there are a couple of sculptures, such as this one, which is an ornate light. There is also a Bruce Lee sculpture, but I didn't manage to find it on my first night. Located at the southern end is the old clock tower, originally part of the Edwardian station, which was demolished in 1978. It is the last remnant of that infrastructure and is a useful meeting place. In front of it is a fantastic display of lights with mirrored columns, which you can see here. So a very good place to reserve the Symphony of Lights. And opposite the clock tower is a raised observation platform, which gives you a good oversight of everything that is going on within the Avenue of Stars. This area is also home for the Hong Kong Cultural Centre. Its triangular supports, it really makes a statement piece and provides a source of many a photograph. So just after the Culture Centre and the Clock Tower, the Avenue of Stars promenade ends. This area is still busy, but not to the same extent that it was. Long before the Symphony of Lights starts, the buildings around Victoria Harbour light up with their own unique lighting styles, and also a number of the boats turn on their lights, making it really spectacular backdrop. Junks offer cruises around the harbour, and they look really incredible with their sails lit up this bright orange or red colour. They really make a statement piece that is very unique to this part of the world. I decided to move location whilst it was a really good location for observing the Symphony of Lights. It was absolutely packed, so I decided I'd go further down, back towards the hotel, in order to make a little bit more of a comfortable experience, albeit that was also reasonably packed as well. But at least I was going to be nearer to the hotel when it came to be time to leave. So with some time to go before the show kicked off, I explored the area to the right of the K11 building, which led up to a nice little raised bandstand type area, and also behind that, which led to the Legoland Discovery Centre, where it had its own panda and an interesting sculpture at the start of the escalator. Well, as we were waiting for the show to kick off, what should roll past but an Oceania cruise ship? At least I now knew which direction the cruise terminal was.
Okay, so it's about 7:30 and we're at the Avenue of Stars, just watching the world go by. Absolutely gorgeous. Really, really nice place to visit. The ships everywhere, really adding to the environment here. And they've got a few junks deliberately lit up and acting as cruise ships. Like Hollywood Boulevard, the Avenue of the Stars commemorates all the great Hong Kong screen legends that come before.
things I find absolutely incredible is how the logistics of this work. You've got multiple buildings owned by different organisations, all of which have got their own light displays on, and those have all then been coordinated to create the Symphony of Lights. It's a logistics nightmare. It's very difficult to film it. You can film individual buildings, but you don't get a complete sense of everything that's going on during the Symphony of Lights. It's probably not to the same standard that something like Disney is, but it's still an incredible show to go and actually see. And taking in the crowds and the environment along the Avenue of Stars is well worth doing at night. The show ends, I make my way back to the hotel with a mental note to pick up a takeaway en route. Could have chosen one of any number of bridges over the road, and I was really fortunate to choose one which had some street entertainers on it, and it was really good music. I also found a local MTR station, which was good because I was planning to use that the next day. Off the beaten track, there was still quite a few crowds around, but one felt entirely safe. Very nice environment in Hong Kong. So as I was passing a little Chinese restaurant, I decided that I'd pop in and see if they did takeaways, and they did. So I collected some dim sum for Joanne and I to share in the room. The last 36 hours have been a mass of travelling, very tiring, and to then on top of that go out and explore the Avenue of Stars. I knew one thing, I was going to sleep tonight.